Hello, and to whoever's watching, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel, and today we're going to talk about the CreepShowArt Drama that deals with Shannon, who is the artist and only person of CreepShowArt, and Anthony, her husband. Now, recently it has come out that Shannon has allegedly done some very bad stuff on LolCal, basically backstabbing her friends, coming out with transphobic, fatphobic, and racist comments, and has stalked another creator for years. Now, I'm going to go through a few things. Trigger warning for the Emily Artful bits, but her friends and fellow YouTubers will be first, followed by Emily Artful's statements, and then Shannon's sibling statements, and then Shannon's hypocrisy, which is the most important part, I think, of the whole video. So, her friends. We're going to be going over Repzilla, Omnia, Spy V, Hopeless Peaches, Gnome Huts, and Ready to Glare. So first, Repzilla. He is the most recent video I watched, and he is a video about his experience with Creepshow. And now I don't believe was friends with her in person, but he had been in group chats with her, telling her like cool video ideas and such. I'm not exactly sure, but I do know that in his video, he states that it's very difficult for him because they are close friends, and he does believe that it was her on LolCal. He has no reason to think that she would be, but after she has acted guilty with him and left many of the group chats she was in and loved bomb him with compliments and such, he left the idea that she was a good person and came out with this video. Now, do not send him or anybody else in this video, especially Creepshow, any hate. Just do not support them. Nobody deserves any hate, just no support. Now, the next person is Omnia. She knows her, but I do not believe they are friends. She went over a really good 3-part series about CreepShowArt and the Emily Artful situation and the LolCal situation, everything that's been going on. She has done a very great job, and basically watch her videos to go over her points, but she just says that with the excuses that Shannon is making, the deleting of her videos, and the proof that Emily Artful has put out, she is inclined to believe that she has made a mistake that she cannot come back from, and that it is her. So next is Spy V and Hopeless Peaches. They are friends and they do not like her. In Spy V's video, she talked about the Peaches drama, which I will not get into because I do not know where to stand on that, with multiple different creators coming out about different things. But Peaches' videos are well done. Do not get me wrong. She is very good at what she does. I just do not know if I like her as a person. Spy V basically did a little breakdown on all the things that happened with Peaches and her personal experiences with Shannon, saying that Shannon would only respond when she thought it would benefit for her, and was only nice when she knew that it would be public, and was very manipulative. And she had no good interactions with her. Now, Hopeless Peaches was friends with her. She considered herself to be almost a kid-friendly CreepShowArt until she decided to have a brand change, where she changed from that, and of course Shannon allegedly took offense. She says that during their entire time she would manipulate her and guilt her and make her feel scared because she had the power to get other bigger creators to talk about her and to think that she was wrong in some sort of capacity. Now, this has been a pattern with CreepShowArt, where she thinks that because of her reputation, which is of sort of a reporter, honestly, and she hasn't really done anything wrong yet in the community until now, So people trusted her, and it was fair to trust her because most of her videos, if you research them, they were pretty accurate. Some mistakes were made, but that's alright, that's okay. And then the next person is Gnome Huts. I think she knew her, but what she talked about was mainly the homelessness side. Now, for context, CreepShowArt was homeless for a long time by choice. Now, this means that she had the money and funds to remain comfortable, but did not have a house. She lived in her car, she recorded in her car, she showered at gyms, and the like. Now, Gnome Huts has a problem with this because Shannon would often use that as a guilt trip whenever anybody called her out for anything. Oh, I'm homeless. Oh, you guys remember that I'm homeless. This is really tough on me. This is really traumatic. And Gnome Huts pointed out that Shannon could have avoided the trauma entirely. She makes about, according to Shannon, $20,000 a year. Not a year, a month, which is a lot. And she could have easily moved out of California, which has infamously high rent and home payment. So there really was no reason for the trauma that she uses to guilt trip. Now, Ready to Glare is the most important, I think, of all of them, as she was the closest to her. She knew her in real life, and she was backstabbed by her. So Ready to Glare's real name is Julia, so I will be referring to her as Julia from now on. So Julia does commentary videos, true crime videos, and call-out videos, a lot of different stuff, but she's very good at what she does. She does very good research. I personally like her a lot. She's one of the YouTubers that I watch constantly. She said that she was also love bombed like Repzilla by Shannon with a bouquet of flowers not long ago. And her friend, allegedly, which is Shannon, said horrible things about her, which made her feel horrible, as she had actually gone through this once before with another YouTuber who she looked up to. And let's read the lol cow comments now from Shannon. Now, to preface this, lol cow is basically a anonymous forum, but Shannon was revealed by IP address to be the person on the forum behind these anonymous comments. So although they are from anonymous and posed to be from haters or fans, they're actually from Shannon, allegedly, again, since we have no confirmation from Shannon herself. Now this post was about Shannon. It says, her simping is so performative and downright patronizing, to be honest. If I looked like this, I'd be so ashamed to have a friend who constantly raved about how I was the most attractive person ever. Beauty lies in the eye of the beholder and all, but spamming everyone with how hot they are comes off as so disingenuous when they're clearly not and are insecure about it. I bet that Shannon could find other traits to hype up, but this ain't it. And this is in reference to Shannon's post about Kat Von D calling Julia a beach, and she, in response, called Kat Von D a donkey anti-vaxxer who was coming for the most gorgeous woman who ever was. Now, if this is Shannon, again, this is all alleged, then she went against her post to comment that Julia was ugly, which is not right in any case. Now, below that, which she responds to herself as another anonymous user, but it was still her. It says, quote, most gorgeous woman ever. Obvious thick layer of makeup. The makeup is all one color. It removes any natural contours her face would have, making her face look even more manly. She did not add any artificial contouring with darker makeup shades. It also makes her skin look washed out and boring. Can't be arsed to clean up the eyebrows. Washed out, pale wig making her look even more drab. Maybe Shannon isn't actually attracted to women because her most gorgeous woman ever looks straight up like a man. Somebody else, which is still Shannon, said, "You can see the wig cap clear as day," which is an insult, obviously. Now, Shannon has not only come after Ready to Glare, she has come after a lot of her friends, including Repzilla, but there are thousands of locale posts that I could not go through all of them. So those are the ones that I found, and I'm sorry I cannot put them on the screen at the moment because I don't really know how to use my editing software. So now we move on to Emily Artful's statements and her backups. So Emily Artful basically said that when she was younger, she got some messages claiming that they knew her location. And before this, she had a little bit of harassment, but it never got scary until that point where she got pictures of where her city was and creepy, poetic texts, and she was terrified. She knew that it was her ex, Anthony, which, as I said before, is Shannon's husband, allegedly. Shannon says that they're married, so I will take it as that, but I don't know. I'm not in their life. So Emily said that as time went on, they threatened her job. They threatened her addiction and eating disorders. Her husband, Shannon's husband, which is Emily's ex, was apparently her rapist, as well as her just a very scary person and an abuser, and was very much like a villain to Emily Artful. He was very scary, and she's still scared of him to this day, which should say something, because anybody who's scared of anyone should not be. It should not be a thing that happens. You shouldn't make anybody scared of you. That's horrible. But anyway, so basically she said that Shannon came in later into the picture after they started dating. And even if you don't believe that Shannon came into the picture, which I do because there was an obvious language change between the different people, but she knows that it's the same person stalking her. So, and because Emily has children, it's very scary to have been stalked. So she said that Shannon came in, and like I said, I didn't elaborate, but even if you don't believe that Shannon was a part of it, then she still at least knew and was a bystander to stalking and harassment, which is still not okay. Now, Emily says that Shannon came in after Anthony really scared her and became more antagonizing about her being a bad mother and her just being like a bad artist, other things like that, just being very, as she describes, catty. She says that she came in and changed up the whole vibe of what they were going for, but was still very threatening and very mean, very scary still. So she was backed up by this, by other people saying that she had, like other people who seen her in college and were with her and her family, said that she had been obsessed with Emily and had harassed her from multiple accounts and had looked up her address and her phone number and stuff like that. So now I continue to Shannon's sibling. Shannon's sibling is non-binary, so I will be referring to them as they. They have had beef with Shannon in the past, which I will not go over, but there is a Reddit post that you can look up if you are interested. Basically, they said that Shannon 100% was behind the lolcow posts. Shannon doxed her sibling on the lolcow post, and it was apparently very hard for them to process because they were at the time in the hospital, which is disgusting to dox someone when they're in the hospital, but I digress. Moving on to what else they said that they also saw signs of obsession with Shannon and Emily. They said that they did not know it was Emily at the time. They only knew that it was Anthony's ex. They said that she was harassing them and that they were uncomfortable with it and they asked her to stop, but she did not. This is all on Twitter, by the way, if you want to find it. But it is also in other videos because I do believe their Twitter is now private. The last thing that they said was that they did believe that Shannon was being abused by Anthony, but that is all conjecture. We do not have any proof of that, so I would not go sharing that around as if it was fact or had any proof behind it. So lastly, we have the most important part, which is Shannon's hypocrisy. Apparently, according to other YouTubers that I have watched, she has had moments of, in her lolcow post, she has had moments of transphobia, racism, and fat shaming. Now, this is horrible because in her posts, she constantly calls out people for being terrible to the trans community, drag queens for being terrible to the trans community because they are showing people that they are predators and basically sealing the stereotype that trans people are predators. And like Jessica Yaniv and other people like that who are just besmirching the trans name. As well with fat shaming, Shannon's not exactly a thin person. I would not call her fat, but I would not call anybody fat. But she, in her lolcow post, calls herself fat, calls other people fat, constantly portrays this as if she and everybody else who's fat are horrible people because of their weight, which is not at all true. Next, we have the racism. I could not find anything, but again, there were so many lolcow posts, it was hard to go through all of them. Omnia does a better job at it, a much better job, but this is just my opinion, not really a news reporting thing. So, the racism, she is constantly being a white savior, trying to tell people what is and isn't racist when she's white and she doesn't know. And this has happened on multiple occasions and people have called her out for it. She has not taken the videos down. She has not apologized. And she just has not been good about it, which makes sense now with all this coming out. Next is the manipulation and backstabbing. She constantly preaches about how wonderful she is and how she would never go behind somebody's back to tell them that they are a horrible person behind their back. She would never say that, but obviously she did. So what's up with that, Shannon? I don't know. But next is the money. The money is the most important part to Shannon. She says it's not. She says that anybody who does YouTube for the money, good for them, but it's not her thing. And it kind of sounds like she's raising herself above those people who do it only for the money. But she pumps out multiple videos a week about things that she knows her audience wants to see. She cares about she only interacts with her fans due to the boost that it gives her. She did this in the beginning. She pumped out fake story times that she has now deleted. She has done multiple things that just show that this is all fake. Everything is all fake, and she only wants money. As I said, she gets $20,000 a month, which means that she is generally going to be very well off. And she says it's not about the money because she's demonetized. She lied. She is very much about the money. And then the last thing, which is the worst thing that we have, is being a predator. And now she's not a predator to children, as she calls out many people on her channel for being predators. She calls out many people for being disgusting and preying on children and stuff like that, and minors and blah blah blah. And the funny thing is that she threatened, she and her husband, and if it wasn't her and it was her husband, then she supports her husband in doing this, in threatening Emily Artful. Not only in general threats, but he threatened her with pictures of herself as a minor that they got from hacking her account. Pictures of her in compromising positions and clothing, which means she is calling out people for being disgusting with minors when her husband is over here doing the exact same thing. This is ridiculous, and I don't believe that she should be allowed to even have subscribers anymore. I don't think that she should have a YouTube channel. But if this is true, of course, because this is alleged. But I do believe Emily Artful 100%. So, and lastly, here we have my general opinion. I believe that she did do the lolcow posts. She said that she was hacked, but I believe that her hacker was not a hacker at all. She said that she was hacked by her stalker. I believe that she made up her stalker story based off of what she did to Emily Artful. I believe that all of these posts that she made on lolcow were because she is not happy with herself. She constantly degrades herself and others that she admires. What does that mean? I think, of course I'm not a professional, but I think it means that she basically doesn't like herself and only wants to feel better about herself by putting others down. And she knows that she doesn't feel good about herself, so what does she do? She puts herself down as well. And again, this lines up with the Emily Artful allegations. She thought that her ex she might have thought that her ex still liked Emily, and as he was already obsessed with her, so her obsession would come from her not thinking she's good enough. She might have been abused, she might not have been. Either way, do not send her any hate, do not send anybody else any hate. Send all of the people who made videos on her love and support. Do not send Shannon hate. Just unsubscribe if you are. And please let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because the main point of this was actually because I really wanted a discussion and to rant and to see what other people thought as well. I did want to put some facts in there, so in case this is your first video watching it, but it's most likely not. And go on to Ready to Glare, Omnia's, Hopeless Peaches, Rapzilla's videos. They are all great and more. Everybody has their own iterations of what happened with them, their experiences, their own takes, and they're all wonderful. Now, I'm going to real quick talk about the drawing in the background. That is me. That is my handle. I'm going to be posting that as my profile picture. it's not my usual style, so if you like it, be prepared that I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm gonna do some other stuff now. Please put it in the comments below if you have any thoughts on this situation. I cannot stress that enough because I just need to talk about it, and it really kills me because it feels like I have been lied to by Shannon, because I was a fan of hers and I thought the world of her, and I thought the world of the art community, and this has really put a damper on that. Of course, I still believe the art community is great, but it's just difficult to continue to have faith in people when a person who's calling out everybody else suddenly is the person who's doing the bad stuff. Now, this is probably not going to be my normal content. I am probably going to go into talking about stuff that I like movies or anime or whatever. But if you would like to hear more about this, would like more receipts, anything, I am welcome to doing whatever you suggest, as long as it's not too political or something like that, because I don't want to get into the politics. And also, yes, that is a picture of me. I don't think I clarified that earlier, and I am really sorry for talking slow and editing badly, but I've never done this before, and I just really wanted to rant. I tend to have a lot of pauses in my sentences that I've had to edit out a lot, and a lot of doing that, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, please put all thoughts in the comment section down below. I will leave the drawing running for the end card sort of sequence, I guess. And I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.